I guess for both of you, what was it like that moment when you finally see Liberty pop up on the screen on the selection show Sunday night and against Texas A&M or in the regional?
First.
I think it was definitely a shock at first, but at the same time, we have to beat them eventually, so we're ready to go. That's what I would say.
I agree. I think we were a little shocked just because we didn't expect to see our name so soon, but we had a night to process it, and then I know at practice the next day they're already preparing to face them and face Marist State, so I think we're going to be really well ready to go.
Coach mentioned it was like the shortest watch party in history, and then y'all kind of got locked in. Y'all talked about it and kind of got focused. What were those moments like? Where do you kind of diagnosing? Is it just the challenge of Texas A&M, or is it just kind of being back at the tournament where in your case you were here last year and you were on the brink of getting to super regionals?
I think it was just a shock that it was the 1 seed, and I think that can seem really scary, especially to people who have never been in a regional, like the younger girls like Danner Allen and Lexus and stuff. But I think that once Coach talked to us and Coach Fagan and Sammy, and they encouraged us, that we all felt a lot better.
So you mentioned the shock of it being the #1 overall seed for experienced players who last year, Georgia, UCLA in previous years, you guys have been to a number of these larger sites. How much has that prepared you to go against now the #1 overall seed?
I think the game that actually prepared us the most was last year when we went to Oklahoma. There were thousands of screaming fans that were so loud that you couldn't even hear each other talking on the field. And I think that College Station is going to be a lot similar to that environment. So I think that game is what prepared us the most. And for the new girls, playing Alabama was also like a really loud and exciting and fast-paced experience. So I think that will help them prepare for this game also.
Does it feel like the game goes faster in an environment like that with your senses heightened and everything?
100%. It feels like you can't even think that it's just like one pitch after another. But Coach Sammy and Coach Fagan and Coach Dot, they all talk about making sure that we slow the game down and not let it get too fast and too out of control.
For both of you, and I guess Paige, you can start. You're both transfers coming in here. Did you choose to come to Liberty for moments like this, be able to play on a stage like in the regionals? Coach was talking about how it's been 5 straight regionals, and you've all had a lot of success at this level. Is this a reason why you'd want to transfer to Liberty to be in situations and moments like this?
I think absolutely. I mean, having that on the resume, and then also having coaches that have also been through it, like Coach Sammy and Coach Dot and Coach Fagan, who know how to already get the job done and to prepare us for those moments, was huge and very enticing as a transfer. And I think that obviously being champions for Christ, we have a bigger purpose, and so I think it makes those big moments even more special. Is yes, we're winning, yes, we have a good record, but we're doing it for a bigger purpose than what other teams are doing.
I think she just said that perfectly. We're playing for someone bigger than ourselves, so the moments they just mean so much more. And knowing that we talk about the Lord a lot, and that we get to I guess plant a seed for other athletes and other players. And I always see, especially young girls, being I'm so excited to see you express your faith, and especially after the baptism stuff, it just means so much more because there's not a lot of teams out there that are so open with what they believe.
Does that create more pressure to perform or less pressure?
Less pressure. Less pressure, because you know that softball's fun, but it's not everything, and it's not the ultimate goal and the ultimate reward.
Elena, for you, being in the circle, you had a really good week last week, have had a really good season, career as well too, but going against, regional play, the stakes get a little bit higher. Is there more pressure on yourself, or do you just try to block out the noise and focus on your task at hand in each pitch at a time?
Honestly, I get really nervous before every game, so I don't think that. Last year with Georgia, it was my first ever regional, so I think I felt a little bit more pressure. But the third time we played Georgia, I actually played the best, and I think that because we had already done it 2 games prior to that, so I think that that's helped me prepare. I don't feel nervous to go into this regional. I feel more excited and ready to go.
Paige, similarly for you, I think it's your first regional.
It is.
Yeah. What about you? How do you try to prepare and try to be mentally focused and go into the game, kind of like you've done every other game prior to this weekend?
I think that at this time of the year and this where we're at in playoffs, that it's all going to come down to our preparation before. And I think that that's where your confidence comes from. And so, I mean, I feel confident that our whole team is prepared for this. And so it's going to come down to our preparation. So I think we're ready to go just based on that.
Hey, just the program that's had a lot of moments in the last few years. You come in as a transfer, you get the walk off to send them to the Conference USA Championship. So that's kind of your moment. What are you going to remember about that night, that game specifically, as long as you kind of play softball?
I just remember that it was literally the bottom of the 7th inning. And from then till the bottom of the 10th inning, we came in and we said finish it every single time. So it was like we all knew and we all had the confidence in each other. And at that moment, it was so special because we didn't care who got the job done. And so it was like leading up to those moments, it was like, okay, you didn't, so I am. And picking each other up one by one was, I don't know, that was just some team chemistry that I've never experienced before.
And what did you think of her pitching performance? I mean, in 20 hours, like 240 pitches. What was going on the offensive side? Kind of talking about what you all saw in the circle.
Just having Elena's back the whole time, and she was shoving, she was mowing people down, and defensively, we were locked in. So it was just a matter of when our offense was gonna really make it happen for Elena.
For both of you guys, shortest watch party y'all ever been to, probably. What was it like? Just Coach said that you guys were like talking, didn't even realize that y'all's name came up.
It was okay. To say I'm surprised that we went that early, it doesn't surprise me. I feel like we've been here for 4 years, and just to the NCAA and like the respect level there for our team isn't always there, and so for them to put us in number 1, I'm like, of course. So but we're excited. I think our reaction was more so just like, what? Like we were like trying to process it. So there was like a moment where everyone was like, and then we're like, okay, but like we still needed to process it. And but it's gonna take all of us and all of us to believe to like go down there and do it. So we're excited.
I'd also agree. Very surprised. Probably saw it on my face because my mouth was just wide open. That's probably why I shouldn't sit in the front. But yeah, it was very surprising. And like you think, like we work all year to try to get the best seed possible. Because last year we basically did the same thing, and we had a way lower seed. But Liberty, they always figure out a way to beat the team that's ranked. That's the number 1 seed in our thing every time. So I feel this will be the coolest one to do. For sure.
It honestly makes you wonder, like, if there were an at-large, like, would we be put in a better situation?
Exactly.
But, I wouldn't trade us winning conference and doing all of that and experiencing that with my teammates for anything. So we're excited. It's going to be an atmosphere we've probably never played in before. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And also we've played the number 2 before, and that should give us a lot of confidence.
Considering you guys have a program that's known for bouncing those region hosts and beating them, does the number intimidate you in front of Texas A&M, or is it just kind of like, it's another game, let's go out there and do it?
For me, it was kind of like everyone's ranking has changed every single week, so anyone can be number 1. So technically, we can be number 1 after this. Like the number doesn't really matter. We've been ranked, they've been ranked, they've just been ranked higher for a longer time, but they haven't played us yet. So.
Yeah, and also it's just it's gonna be who shows up with like a competitive spirit and just a mindset. Like softball is a sport where it can be anybody that day. It's not like we're physically going up against them like basketball or football. Like we just have to play strategically, and we have to be smart, and we have to make good decisions, but also like not put so much pressure on ourselves. So.
Rachel, you've been here for a few years and been a few other regionals, but it's your last go around. Has that kind of sunk in yet, and does it change the way you kind of approach this weekend?
It kind of hit me a little more at conference tournament when we were in the La Tech game. Like, you can ask KK. I don't know what it was, but I was like, oh, our season's like on the line. Like, it was a different kind of focus. And so, and then that carried into Jack State because I kind of was like, oh, wait, like, this is our season on the line. Like, this is my college career. And so, it more so is like, it fuels me in a good way. It doesn't make me like sad or like, oh, like it honestly hasn't truly really hit me yet, but that's probably a good thing because I'm just going out and playing like there's still more and there still is more. So it's exciting, and I think we're going to use it as fuel, especially because a lot of us are old and this is our last regional.
For either or both of you, your coach, Dr. Dot Richardson, she mentioned that you guys kind of needed what you experienced in the Conference USA tournament, where you lose, then you have to fight through a win, and then it finally crescendos in the championship game. How has that prepared you to know what you need to do to be able to come out of this regional?
Well, we've always, and Roupe has talked about this with our team, of trying to have the postseason mindset all year. So then when you do get in those situations where you have to face adversity, you're prepared for it. And it's like, oh, this is just another day. Or like in practice, we try to make it as hard as possible. So once the game comes, we're like, oh, we've done this every single day. But I do think us like losing a game was kind of like, oh, we can be like, obviously we want to win every game, but sometimes the way softball works, you don't. So then when you come to that realization, you're like, okay, we need to stay focused, and not everything's just going to be an easy ride and we're just going to win just because we are Liberty.
Yeah, and I think the La Tech game, the 10 innings, like, it showed that we need every single person. I think there were, yes, Paige Doerr was amazing. She made that clutch hit to make us win, but we also had 3 people on base to like get that opportunity going, and so that showed us that it takes all of us and that all of us can do it. And it was really cool, and I genuinely think that we went into that Jack State game because we played 10 innings of just solid competitive softball, and that gave us so much momentum. Like, if we would have beat Jack State the first time, I think we would have might have taken them lightly in the championship game. And so having that, them beating us, and then winning in 10 innings against La Tech, a strong team, gave us so much momentum. And same with, like, you saw it in Elena, like, for her to go out and pitch 5 more innings after pitching 10, and she looked fresh, like, that is all mindset. And so just stuff like that, and us starting off Woodard hits back to back, and then we're scoring. Like, that's momentum that is carrying over from the day before.
KK, everybody knows about the glove, but this year you've been really good at the plate. Like, your on base is up, your slugging is up, you're obviously chasing the stolen base rate. What has changed for you at the plate? Is it kind of mechanical, or are you just feeling, more free now that you're an experienced player? Now, what's the difference at the dish for you this year?
It's usually always been my confidence of whether I do well or not. It's been like that since I've been a little girl, and my dad always told me, like, once you realize like how good of a player you are, you're gonna flourish. And then when I got here, Coach Dot said the exact same thing. So I mean, better late than never. I'm glad I finally got it, and I got it with the best team Liberty's ever had. So that, and then Sammy, she's really been pouring more into me, like, as I have trying to be more better with like my hitting game, because like I've always been like, I bunt, slap, do all that stuff, but being able to hit people in, that I feel has helped our team a lot and got us a lot more runs than me just bunting like, I still bunt a lot, which has also helped with my batting average, but it helps for when we have to play other teams. They're like, where do we play her now? Because she could hit it over the fence if she wanted to. So I think that helps bring my game.
And when you get on base, are you just like, I'm stealing second
Yes.
no matter what?
I pretty much am like, okay, automatic double every single time. So I don't need to do too much. Maybe I'll steal third one of the times, but it's nice though, having that freedom.
KK, is it like frustrating to kind of when you get called early, or like, I feel you because I've been in that same position, and obviously you use your speed. I used to use my speed when I played, but then it's like, all right, now the eyes are watching, whether it's from the opposite team or the blue, like they're going to be watching. What's your timing? How do you even get through that? Because there's times where I have to walk away and be like, Coach, I'm not going to steal. Like, I was like, I'm not leaving early. Like, it gets frustrating. So like, how do you manage that?
I don't know. It's stressful because obviously after La Tech finally got me after the 45th time they tried it, I'm like, oh no. I must not, I don't, what if I've been leaving early this whole time and they're just the first ones to catch it? And then it happened again when we played them again? Jack State, yeah. And I was like, oh.
But they also did it every single time.
Yeah, they did. But I think La Tech was now everyone's gonna do it just because La Tech started doing it and they got me one time. Mm-hmm. But all these years I've been pretty much leaving right on time, so I'm just gonna keep it going. I'm not gonna make it a mental thing, like, it's gonna work. I just
And you left late at Jack State.
Yeah, like, I leave late a lot. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, I can really just leave late every time. It's fine. Like, don't think too much on it. Yeah, it's okay.
That's good, yeah. The overthinking, that's what, like, so yeah, it's a lot.
I did for one game, and then Coach Dot was like, no, you're gonna steal this next game, so forget that app. Like we need you to steal. I'm like, okay.
You're like, all right.